AC has video of this, so what I am saying can be verified. I was met with outright disgust and disrespect, frankly.
Eliza's standing 10
I'm frankly
toes.
lucky and happy that Luciano even told me the truth in the moment. He didn't mention anything about glory for New Babylon. He simply said that he went because he felt like taking action, not thinking about bringing anyone else along, thinking that our decision as a group was foolish,
Luciano's
not
not gonna
considering
take
the
this
fact
well.
that people here would have been left hanging for whatever decision that they made. At that point, I had to consider this was the third time that people took violent actions, not thinking about the repercussions it would have on other people. I was at a point where I didn't want to babysit anymore, so I put them on temporary exile until the next day. There have been far too many times where members of the militia have disregarded the safety and consideration of the people they are supposed to protect here. Now, I do not wish to say this without acknowledging that both Luciano and Clark, I do not doubt that they perhaps had, or even have, honorable intentions in mind. It is good to be proactive. I do not think it is good to be proactive at the risk of Babylonian lives, frankly. Especially since it is becoming more and more of a
ideologies. Ooh, Eliza, you're putting us in a tough position here. Because now she's speaking to the civilians of New Babylon. Anything else?
Happy to answer any questions that people have.
No questions? Any questions from Lush, Clark, anybody? One at a time, please.
Maybe not any questions, but I'd like to say something on this.
Well, rebuttals come afterwards. It's only questions for now. It's only questions for now.
I will note that I did approach for full
Yeah,
transparency.
I was gonna ask, why'd you even come over to the camp then?
That is very fair.
To find a middle ground? What was the point?
That was indeed the point. So for
Clark,
full
you watch
transparency
your
for everyone,
mouth, boy.
I did meet with both Luciano and Clark earlier this morning, hoping to find middle ground and understanding as to why the decisions were made yesterday. I had a conversation with Andy Coots, who helped give me more context as to their mindset and the reasoning that they might be approaching things. I wanted to take that into consideration. And I'll be frank, the conversation on a surface level was very polite. Seemed to be agreeing with what each other was saying, but I'll be perfectly honest, I do not think it was a sincere conversation at all.
Holy shit. Why not?
Clark, I'm about to unleash.
Who was
boy.
being dishonest, us or you?
I'm going to be, well, I can say wholeheartedly, I was being honest with my intentions, but you both have a proclivity of agreeing with people to their face and then turning around and saying something else.
The irony
And that
of what
was
you're
the-
saying right now is hilarious.
You know what? Please speak on the irony,
You
please.
agreed to everything we fucking said, and then now you're here flipping the fucking script. How about you speak your fucking mind?
Clark, in what way? Nope, he's...
You know what? That's a
It's
great
all right.
point, Clark.
Tell
I
me
will
how
consider
I
this. That's a
flipped.
great point, Luciano.
I
I'll
did.
consider this.
I said I'd consider it, and I
Wow,
mentioned
I'm so
it
glad
on
you
the
brought
mic
that up.
here.
Let's get to the messy part. Let's not just do surface level. We get to the messy part. It's still just surface level. Well, what is it, Eliza? Well, what
'Cause
kind of
I'm-
messy shit are you looking for?
Not necessarily looking for messy shit, but just looking for honesty. Here's the thing. Show
What
me
have I
where
not
I
been honest about?
contradicted myself. Show me where I contradicted myself. Me
Yes, let
trying
me
to get
create
an
a
honest
list of
answer
3
out of you
things
is
for you,
not...
yes.
You gotta
Hey.
let her talk. Shut the fuck
Hey.
up and let her talk. Holy shit.
I mean, for real, man. The middle of my sentence interrupting the beginning of yours? That's wild.
Continue, Eliza.
Please tell me where I contradicted myself. I spoke here on the mic and said that I agree with the
Jeff.
intent of your actions, simply not the methodology of it. How did I contradict myself? Please
Yes.
do say it.
Yes, I agree. You've said that we can agree on one thing. That you are different than we are. There's nothing wrong with that.
How
you can
did I
lead however the
contradict
fuck
my...
you want to lead.
My apologies.
That's all good. I'm not gonna cry about it. You can lead however you want to lead. And we, or Lush, will lead however the fuck he wants to lead. When it's time for his shit to take over. If you want to be peaceful and do that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Our ways are different. It's the whole point of fucking Babylon is that we're all fucking different.
I'm gonna say it again. You claim that I contradicted myself from what I said earlier. Tell me
No, I
how I
claimed you're being
contradicted.
Two-Face.
In what way am I
I've
being
already-
two-faced? Tell me the difference between contradicting oneself and being two-faced.
Dude, don't argue with
I've
Eliza.
already
You
said
will
it.
lose. You will lose.
Here's the
continue.
thing, why did you not bring this energy to the conversation we had earlier? It's the precise reason why I wanted to have the conversation, Clark.
Oh, the hold on. I'll step in here. The energy
Hold
of the
on, you
conversation.
will not step in. You will not
No,
step in.
he's about to say exactly what I'm about to say.
ahead,
She did
Carl.
not bring any of this energy at all. She was soft. She was, you know, I was really talking to Andy. I was really trying to figure this out. I see your point of view now. You know, I understand. Let's try to figure this out. Okay? I started talking shit. I started saying everything, and she started saying, great point. Yes. And then you come here and say the complete opposite. Like, what's the point?
In what way is it the complete opposite?
You completely deceived us up there, Eliza. You came to the conversation wanting to rebuild a bridge, and you completely just threw that out the fucking window. Like you
In
come
what
to us
way?
talking to us.
I was asked to be here to testify on what happened yesterday. And
No,
I
that's
did
completely
that
fine.
very thing.
That's fine,
right?
but you skewed the entire story based off of shit that you heard from outside people. You know, the story that was
AC
painted to
has
you is not the story
video of the
that
way
happened.
that you were talking yesterday,
talking-
Luciano.
No, hold on. No, that's. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the story that was told about what we did in the city is completely different than what actually fucking happened, right? And then, yes, sure, yesterday
Guys, I think I'm gonna leave it up to the jury. I don't even think I want to decide this. I want to see what the people feel about it.
I did not
The
say I
energies-
was at my breaking point.
The energy was high, right? We were at each other's throats. You were telling me that you had vouched for me, that you vouched for Clark, that we, you know, whatever you fucking said in that regard. And I told you straight to your face, I don't need you to vouch for me. My actions and who I am and what I do, that answers for who I am. I don't need your vouch, Regent. I don't need your word.
No,
I've never
you
asked
have-
for it.
You have
And
made that
why
very clear.
And that's why I came to your fucking neck. And I'll tell you here again, I don't need your goddamn word. I never will. I speak for myself. So if
Right,
you took
and-
that as disrespect,
This shit got spicy.
you ain't getting an apology. And you can watch the video that AC took. No problem at all. I came here and I told you exactly what had happened. And I told you to your face that I don't need your goddamn word. I don't
Right,
need your
and
vouch.
why not? You know what? This is kind of turning into an interpersonal thing, and I'm trying to avoid that. But please don't
You started
misrepresent the way that I approached you this morning, right? Yes, I was trying to look for common ground and trying to find reasoning as to what happened yesterday. And I brought forward my gripes. You can't stand here and say I'm being two-faced simply because it is now being put forth as evidence as a part of the trial, which unfortunately is kind of integral
Good God.
to the reason we are here. Right?
You're saying,
Do not...
Okay,
You're
listen,
saying that our energy
listen,
here is-
shut the fuck up for a second. Clark, you gotta stop with these fucking slick comments when somebody's talking, otherwise I'm just gonna put a bullet in your head, we're gonna fucking throw you in the ocean, we're gonna forget about you.
All right, got it.
Let her finish her thoughts, then you give her thoughts. You're fucking adults here. I should have to fucking mediate this the way I have to mediate this shit. Just go one at a time for the love of God.
Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
I thought Clark was talking.
Clark,
No, I just butted in for the last time. Please continue.
I will say, by and far, and we did note this, all right, as my role as regent, I am generally supposed to be the mediator, right? I'm supposed to look at things from multiple angles. Very often, that leads to me having to take the position of the doormat, right? Having to swallow that pill and find common ground. Do not mistake me being polite and trying to be empathetic with being two-faced. Simply because I'm putting my foot down about the way I am being treated and the way that others get treated does not make me two-faced. Nor should you Pikachu face and be surprised when I do put my foot down and when I do assert the authority that I honestly rarely do.
No Pikachu facing here. But when
I
you
will
say,
say that... Go ahead, sorry.
when you say that we didn't bring this energy that we have here to that private conversation that we had at Wee Wee's camp, it's because the energy was completely different. right? You're standing here accusing us of putting Babylon in danger, and you know how we as the militia should be more wise than to do that, right?
Shut up, parasocial.
It's completely
dumb,
different
bro.
energies. So you can't expect me to have this energy with the conversation we had back there.
Okay, so you're agreeing. You're agreeing that
No,
it's a
I'm-
different energy. You just
Well,
said
yes.
it, Luciano. Yeah, so you agree. It's a different energy.
I've
The
been
energy
saying that,
during
yes.
the trial is different from the conversation
Okay,
that we
I'm
had
ready.
before. All right? If your testimonials would have reflected in good faith what your actual intentions were, I probably would have testified differently. But you both showed in your testimonials that you are trying to spin an intention that did not exist yesterday. Of course, hindsight is
okay.
2020, right? But your intention was not to go help the besties. Your intention was not that at all. If your intention was to do that, you would have brought backup. You would have made sure that people were there to support you. Not go and get your asses blown up right away, like within 20 seconds.
How do you know what my intentions were? Did you get that from Frank or the other guy?
You said it. You said it when you came back.
I told you before that
AC
we
has
needed
it
people
on
there.
video, Buckaroo. The
I
tape
told
is
you.
getting rolled.
What does he have on video exactly?
We can watch the
What
video when
you
you guys are
said when
done
you
conversing.
returned.
Yeah, I said that we went down there to fucking fight. That's what I said.
Trial no more.
Genuine
give it a
question.
drama.
Are you always so upset when you get pressed?
No, I'm not
When
upset.
anyone disagrees with what you're saying, do you? I mean, I'm emphatic, I'm energetic, because I care about this. But
what are
every
we
single
doing right
time
now?
someone
I
disagrees
don't
with
know
you,
what we're doing right now.
you know what? They're ad hominem. Let's focus on what it is, right? You are saying that I was being two-faced, and you are implying that the entirety of what I have said during my testimony was not true. Point out where I lied.
That's not what I said. You said that
Then
we
what
were
did you
lying
say?
out there on the fucking hill. Energy was different. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all got 2
You were
minutes
wrong
to
about
wrap
that.
this up. 2 minutes.
Yeah, quite honestly, I'm done
Point
talking about
out
this.
Where, all
I
right,
think.
then tell
I
me
think what
where
we're
my
doing here-
testimonial was not true, right? That is the key of where this argument led into, unfortunately, right?
Yes, maybe
You
that's
asked me
your-
where this
sorry.
energy was, and you said I was being two-faced. Where did I lie in my testimony?
I just told you
Where?
when you said the whole vibes were different. We weren't trying to actually talk about anything. Everything was surface level. It was a whole bunch of bullshit. I disagree with you, but this is your perspective, and that's fine. I'll
Right?
own that. That's okay.
That is fair. Before that, then, everything I have said prior to my discussion of the conversation at the camp, was any of that a lie? Can you refute any of that?
Yes, you painted a picture that we wanted to go down there just to shoot motherfuckers when that wasn't the case. You have no idea.
I'd like to. Hey, listen.
The reason-
let's pause for a
the reason
moment.
why we went down
you
there.
guys aren't here to convince each other. Just reminder, you guys are here to convince the jury. Just keep that in mind.
Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, my point is made. I've said it already on the microphone. That was not our intention. We did not go down there just to have fun. We went down there for a greater cause. At least in my mind, it was like that. I can't speak for Clark, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll speak for me. So, when have we ever taken the fucking ice cream truck anywhere for shits and giggles? It has never left this fucking area. The day before yesterday, we went out. There was a fucking cop that said "fuck LeBron." We hopped in a fucking boaty, went out there, beat his ass. Cops came back, whatever.
That's what I
Okay?
like to hear.
Did
I
we
like to
bring
hear
a
that.
fucking ice cream truck? No, because it's some, it's some different shit. If you're not around the shit, then you don't get the shit, and that's fine. Eliza, you're not around the shit, you don't get it. That's fine.
You're here to
But why the
convince the
fuck?
jury, not Eliza.
Why the fuck, in our experienced right minds, will we bring an ice cream truck, something we all know is very fucking serious and never to be taken advantage of, down to the fucking city to dick around and stroke my own fucking ego and be a gangbanger fucking bake truck tracing fuck? When have I ever been like that? Think about
That
the
is-
last 6 months. When have I ever been like that?
To be fair, I am not accusing you of such, simply by virtue of the fact that there were multiple bombers, half of Little Seoul being decimated, and you went there alone. That is where my perspective is coming from. And of course, not my job to convince you, not your job to convince me. Simply to lay out our perspectives for the jury here to consider.
Yes, we can agree to that. That is your perspective, and that is my perspective. Yes, well said.
It's unfortunate that it came to this point, but such is the way. If anyone else has any questions for me, I will yield.
Jury, hold on to your questions, please. Don't forget them. Any questions from the audience?